I'm tired of giving my all and never being enough. I'm tired of changing for people who don't even recognize my change. I'm tired of crying myself to sleep at night and waking up in the morning and not recognizing myself. I'm tired of not being thin enough or pretty enough. I'm tired of not being enough.
No one knows my struggle. They don't know my trouble.
When the sky cry, it pours down pleasures and pain. Life deals with so many different hands in this game. But I beg you to please play your cards the best way you can.
Say, man, you know what it is, man. Special guest in the building. Much love and respect to my man Retro stopping through, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Big. You are blessed in spite of who tried to curse you. You're not where you are because you don't have enemies. There's a lot of people hope you drop dead right now. And the only reason you didn't drop is because they can't curse what God has blessed. If God has blessed you, oh God, I can't even go there. If God has blessed you, let the haters hate.
Make sure y'all check out the Retro Philosophy Show on YouTube with my man Retro. Like, subscribe, comment, share, copy the link, put it on Instagram in your bio, put it on your Facebook page. Send it to your mama, text it to somebody. But y'all make sure y'all follow this page, Retro Philosophy.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Retro with you on tonight. This is the day that the Lord has made, and you already know what it is, man. I'm gonna rejoice. A show for you on tonight. I guess you could call it a banger. I guess you can call it, it's going to be lit. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Just go ahead and hit the share button. Let your folks know that we on. In the background, let me get a quick commercial break in. In the background, you can see me and my lovely wife right there, So come December 31st, we're going to have a watch night service down at Upper Praise Ministries. If you're looking to bring the new year in the right way, bring it in, giving God some praise, some glory, some honor, some acknowledgement, then come and check us out if you're in the Mooresville, Charlotte area. Or surrounding areas, come check us out for watch night service. It will begin at 11 p.m. Check out my page for more information on that. Look at here, man. Without any further ado, I ain't got time to be doing all the commercials and this, that, and the other, because we want to jump right in this and get this conversation going. I've got the one and only Doc J in the building on tonight. So we're going to bring her in, man. And I want you guys to show my homegirl some real love. Without any further ado, ladies, you already know what's up, man. Welcome to the show, the one and only Doc J. Let's see what we got going on here. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Welcome to the Retro Show.
I said I'm blessed. I'm blessed, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Real quick, Doc, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I don't get in too much details about myself, but I'm Doc J. I'm blessed. I'm happily married of over 20 years with my husband, Big Psych. And I'm just blessed to be here. I'm just a cool person.
Yes.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. Real short, real quick, to the point.
That part.
Okay, so 20 years. That's like a mouthful right there. 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
just
can we
celebrate? Yes.
Just celebrated 20 years.
Yes, in June.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute now. June what?
June 23rd.
Oh, see, I'm the 29th.
See? Hey.
Come on now. June
That's why
29th.
we connect.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, I've been wanting to ask you this. Does Big Psych smile?
Actually, he does, just not in public. No.
Okay. Yeah, man. I need to tell you, man. So 20 years. How'd you guys meet?
Actually, I met him at Renner Center. I was walking in the Renner Center. I was married before, was divorced several years, and was getting back on my feet, broke from the hood, starting over. And I went in the Renner Center to give me a TV, and Big Psych happened to be in there getting some stuff for his sister, actually. And I'm walking through, and I think I wasn't smiling because he was like, "Hey, girl, why you looking so mean? Smile." Yeah. And I was like, "Boy, shut up talking to me." And it just kind of started from there. He was like, "You mean you need some comedy in your life? Give me your number."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we just kind of chopped it up. I didn't give him my number, and I kind of left. And long story short, come to find out, he was my son's barber.
Oh,
So I dropped my son off at the barber shop to get a haircut. And he seen me and he was like, "Oh my God, that's your mama? She mean?" And we
wow.
just been together ever
N-
since.
Nice, nice, nice. So Big Sykes a barber, huh?
Yes, he is a barber. He's a man of many talents and trades.
Well, most barbers are, most barbers,
Yes.
do all kind of different things. Ask me how I know, you know what I mean? Um,
I know.
yeah, man, I'm a barber as well. I've done barbering since '95. But anyway, it's not about
Wow.
me tonight. It's about Doc J. Um,
It's
20
about
years.
us. It's about us.
Okay. 20 years though, man. No, real talk, man. I take my hat off to you because a lot of people can't make it 20 days. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So 20
Yes.
years is a big deal. Now, how long you been riding?
Well, that's kind of tricky because I received my motorcycle endorsement in 2014.
Okay.
So that's 8 years, but technically I haven't been really riding 8 years. And I say that because once I obtained my endorsement, I still couldn't ride. My husband had me in the parking lot for almost a year because I could not use the back and the front brake together. I was just very clumsy. And he was like, "You gonna get killed if I ever put you on the street. So you are not going to be allowed to ride on the streets until you learn how to use both of these brakes together and you learn how to brake properly without just putting your foot down on the street and braking, with your foot." So it took me almost a year to grasp that. So I would just say, honestly, consistently really riding the way I ride now,
Mm-hmm.
about 6 years, about 5.5, 6 years.
Okay. That's what's up. That is what's up, man. And riding, you do. We're gonna get to that in a minute because Doc J rides her bikes, plural. She rides them bikes, And I first caught wind of you, I believe it was Iron Elite. During the Iron Elite, and I had matter of fact, it was before that because I saw you. I think you were trying to get your 40,000 miles for the year or something like that. But you was, man, I mean, you was just gone. You was out. You was everywhere.
Yes, that is correct. That probably was when you heard of me. There's a lot of people that kind of started following me on that journey with the 40,000. I completed that in 2019, and it's funny that you bring that up because every time I think about that, I laugh, I'm happy, and then I get pissed off.
Okay, so and why is that?
I get pissed off because a lot of times we always like to say, "Oh, everybody hate," and that's not true. Everybody really don't hate, but there truly are haters. And when I did my 40,000 miles, it wasn't about getting a patch from the person that was handing out the patches. It was more about all of the challenges I've personally had to experience and what I've endured just as a female and a new writer at that. The ridicule, the people trying to clown me. I mean, even to this day, people still talking about I can't ride, which is hilarious. But that challenge was more for me in learning how to truly ride my bike, to be comfortable, to not always be so scared like my husband, because that's my best friend. That's the one that was right there teaching me how to ride and really always encouraging me. He knows the backstory of everything that I went through.
Hmm.
So me doing that ride was just a challenge for myself to say that if you can really ride 40,000 miles, by the time you finish that journey, you will really know how to ride. You will really feel comfortable and you will not be afraid to go anywhere on this earth on your motorcycle by yourself.
Hmm.
So that's why I did it. And I also wanted to be able to go to different states and cities and talk to the OGs and talked to, different clubs, different civilians and people, just to really learn about the motorcycle culture, to learn about their experiences and things of that nature. And, when I accomplished it, the reason why I say, haters,
Mm-hmm.
because I pretty much posted every time I went on a ride. I posted receipts. Maybe only 3 or 4 times I kept it silent and I didn't post it on social media, but my pit crew, different people who I sent my glimpse, they always knew every time I was on the ride. So when I finished it, the person who started it, who I sent him receipts from day one, ending, conversations, to finish on such a high note, for him to call me and tell me, well, people are saying that you didn't complete it, or that you really didn't do, 40,000 miles. So, anyone know Doc know that I can go from 0 to 100 very quick.
Uh-huh.
And I think I went to 100 on the phone call with him very quick, because I'm like, I don't care about the haters, but how dare you call me with this foolishness? Because the way I roll, soon as whoever told you that, you should have told them straight up. I know for a fact she did it, because I got every last receipt. She always let me know when she was on the road, and anybody that's followed her, it's no reason for her to lie on her mouth. For what? Because it wasn't about the challenge. It was a personal goal, and he knew that. So I wasn't upset at the haters. I was just upset at him, because truly I felt, just like a lot of my followers felt, that he was the one that was hating and mad that I really accomplished it. Because when I put it out there, because I'm very transparent. I shared my challenges with the world. So
Uh-huh.
the thing about Doc, and that's why a lot of people hate on Doc, because I'm going to tell you the real and I'm going to tell you the bad. I'm not just going to tell you everything that's good. I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of people don't want you to tell the truth. So, of course, when he came at me like that, I immediately went to social media. I put him on blast, and anybody else who said it, because, cowards like to hide. They don't never want to tell you, yeah, I said it. So nobody wanted to say it. So I put everybody on blast, and it just really pissed me off that, I did this for me, and for anybody to question and feel like I needed to lie on my mouth. Like, for what? I could have died. There were many times I almost died and had all type of crazy situations in trying to complete the 40,000. So, it just pissed me off. So like I said, I'm over it now, but you could tell the passion in my voice when I think about it. It
Right.
still pisses me off, because I'm like, I don't believe people lie on their mouths, but I've learned in this world, people do lie on their mouths. Why? I don't know, because whatever you do, whether you do 0 miles or 100,000 miles, your miles is for you. It ain't for everybody else. And if it's for everybody else, then you really need to stop riding, because when you die or something happen, all them people you trying to impress,
Right.
they ain't gonna be there. Only your loved ones gonna be there. The only one gonna be there is Big Sight. That's who gonna be there if something go down, with me.
So let me ask you this, Doc J. So from that whole ordeal, and what would you say you walked away with? I'm not talking about you accomplishing your miles, but the way it was received or not received by people. What lesson did you walk away with?
The lesson that I walked away with is exactly what I just told you. The
Okay.
same lesson that I started with. I started riding for me. And when I finished my 40,000, whether people believed it then or if they even believe it now, I walked away feeling good, with my head held high, and knowing that I completed what I set out to do, which was learn how to ride, be comfortable on my bike, and I don't fear no road. Point blank period. Every time I get on my bike, I am a new rider. I
Hmm.
fear God. I go with God, and I know when I get on that bike, I know that I'm going to make it to and from my destination safely, because I know that's God's will. And if I don't, I know that's his will too, and I'm okay with that as well.
All right. I hear you loud and clear, sis. Yes, indeed. Let me ask you this. We got Juanita Shaw. Are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
We got a little delay is going on apparently on my end. I guess it is. But we got Juanita Shaw in the building with us. She says, "Hey, sister Doc J." So she's watching with us on tonight as well. My wife is saying,
Hey, sis, love you.
my wife is saying congratulations on 20 years of your marriage to both you and your husband. And we got some others that are chiming in.
Thank you.
So thank you to everybody for pressing play and joining the Retro Philosophy Show on tonight. Doc J, what is the most, how do I want to say that? What was the most challenging ride? Was there one in particular that was your most challenging ride?
I would say for me, the most challenging ride, just in general, and this was way before the 40,000,
Mm-hmm.
was back in, I want to say it was 2017. If I'm wrong, then it was 2018, but I believe it was 2017, is when I did my real first cross country ride, and I completed, it was either 17 or 19 states, and I rode solo by myself from Arizona to Atlanta, Georgia for Kings of the South annual. And that year I actually took home the longest distance trophy, but I didn't go from AZ straight to Atlanta. I went up, before I ever even got to Atlanta, so that the goal was actually I had wanted to complete, I think 25 was at the time. I think I was trying to do 25. And so by the time I made it to Atlanta, I had completed either 17 or 19 states, made it fine. It was great. However, on making my way back, the weather was really bad from Atlanta through Mississippi, all of those little states. It was raining really bad and stormy. And so I wasn't used to being in bad weather like that and being on the roads with the trucks and the deers and the animals. And I was riding through some of those backwoods at night because I've never had issues with riding at night, but it was very scary doing that for the first time in those states that I had no clue about. And I ended up getting sick. It was like I almost caught pneumonia because I was just in the rain and cold. And I forgot where I ended up staying at, but I ended up getting a hotel. I was trying to make it to Texas, and at the time, my mentors were female mentors were Sunshine Rogers and Mama Bird and PT Portia Taylor, and and my husband. They were telling me, no, you need to get a room. Stop trying to push it. I'm like, well, I at least want to make it to Texas because it's so, it's so long between Texas and AZ. I'm like, if I can make it to Texas, I'll feel better. And they just kept saying, no, you need to ride safe, be smart. You need to bed down. You're not feeling good. You're in that bad weather. And so I really didn't listen to them. But when Big Sight called me, he was like, sit your ass down in the hotel somewhere. When he called, I listened. He like, I didn't book the room for you. Here's where you at. Cause he followed my every move on my glimpse. So he knew exactly where I was at. He know I'm a bougie biker. I'm a fake biker. I like nice hotels. So he was like, I already found your hotel with your pool and your hot tub and you booked. And based on your glimpse, you better be there in the next 2 hours or we're going to have a problem.
Come on.
Well, at that point, I made it to my hotel and it was just crazy because by the time I think I woke up, Big Sight was already at the hotel. He was already,
come on, man.
Yes, because Mama Bird and Sunshine Rogers, they was calling him without me knowing, telling him, Sight, this weather is bad. We watching the radar. She won't listen. You know how your wife, she hard-headed. You need to tell her to rest. She's not feeling good. So when and then Mama Bird was like, me and my husband to go bring the truck and we'll trailer her home. And Psych was like, my wife ain't fit to be in no trailer. That ain't gonna happen. He was like, I'm on my way. So he stopped whatever he was doing. He got in the car and he drove all the way to where I was at.
That's my G right there. Hold on one second.
And that was challenging.
Hold on one quick second. Shout out to Big Psych. Real talk. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I mean that was challenging for me because I had to put my pride to the side because I'm very headstrong. So when I set a goal for myself, I want to accomplish it. And it was like I was ready to get home. It's like it's so fun when you do these trips and you going, but once you accomplish what you want to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a wrap. And then I wasn't feeling good, so I just wanted to get home, and me stopping at a hotel, that just pushed me out. And I think we were out there at the hotel for like 2 days because I was really sick. I'm anemic. I have a lot of health issues that people don't know. They
Mm-hmm.
think I just get on the bike and it's just woohoo. I have a lot of health issues. So being anemic and dealing with the issues that I have, the cold and the rain, it just wasn't good for me. And my husband knew that. So I had to stay at the hotel for 2 days. He nursed me back to health. And people were like, well, let him ride your bike. You ain't got nothing to prove. Drive his car. And I'm like, what y'all need to realize, it ain't about proving nothing to y'all. I'm going to finish what I started.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine now. I'm getting on my bike. My husband was in the car following me, and we made it home the next day.
Man, I love it, man. That's what I'm
And I
talking
think,
about. Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was, I would have to say that was my most challenging ride because, just getting sick and my mental, I was feeling like I wasn't going to finish it. And so, that kind of made me down because, again, I'm the type that I got to finish what I started.
Mm-hmm. I can respect that. I can respect this. I can respect that. But at the same time, though, man, safety first and first safety. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
again, big kudos goes out to Big Psych for real, because yeah, that whole part right there. So that was your most challenging ride. But what about the ride that
Yeah.
brought you the most joy? If you were to think about a ride that just which one would that be?
Wow, that would be the last major ride that I just did in August. I needed 2 states to complete my 48 states, which was Montana and North Dakota.
Okay.
And I added Canada at the last minute just because I was so close. So
Oh,
that was just like the greatest feeling that I finally completed my 48. I started it when I did Kings of the South. So it took from 2017 or 2018, whenever I went to Kings of the South, until 2022 to finally do them last 2 states.
yeah.
So man, I'm still on the high from that.
That's right. That's right. And so congratulations on completing your
Thank you.
48 states, man. Hats off to you, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So what's next for Doc J as it relates to motorcycling?
What's really next for me right now, for me, from, I won't say day one, I'll say maybe day 36. Well, no, not even day 36. So my husband had me in the parking lot for a year, basically. So I would say from month 14 or 15 of riding, the different experiences and challenges that I had in dealing with women, from that moment, my passion was very strong with really helping new riders. It was strong then, and it's even stronger now. So a part of me wanting to do my 48 states was just because, how can I really teach other women how to ride if I don't know how to be a road captain myself? And what I mean by that is I have to know how to ride these roads. I have to know what's out there, the different challenges that people can experience. I had to be able to accomplish that to now be able to go out and really work with new riders. A lot of people, or should I say a lot of women, because women, we feel more comfortable riding with other women, so we seek to ride with women riders. That's just our nature. And
Mhm.
some women riders that we consider OGs in the game, or women that's, been riding a long time, that got all these awards and acclimates, they make fun of new riders. They don't want to help them. They don't want to ride with them, or they ride with them and they talk about them. Like I said, just this year in 2022, I had a national president try to clown me and say, that's why you can't ride. And I just thought that was funny because I'm like, anybody know Doc? One, I've never proclaimed to be top flight rider of the world. Not ever. I've
Mhm.
never proclaimed to be the greatest rider of the world. The only thing I've ever proclaimed is that I don't fear that bike, I fear God. And I know when I get on that bike, I pray before I mount up, and I'm going to be okay. I don't have the fear to ride my bike. So at the end of the day, my philosophy is, knock on wood and all praises due, I have yet to go down on my bike, and I completed 48 states. And I haven't been riding, that long. So for me, when people say I can't ride, I just laugh, because as long as I don't go down and have an accident, I can ride. So because of that, I don't want, I'm strong. I have a strong back. That don't bother me. I just laugh, because I've already proved that I can ride. So at the end of the day, new women riders who may not be that strong may want to quit when people make fun of them, or if they have an accident, or, whatever. I want to give them a space to let them know, hey, look at me. I'm still a new rider. I'm still learning every day. As long as you put God first and you're not afraid of your bike, you go to class, you get your M1s, I'll go out and ride with you. We can ride in the parking lot. I don't care. If you ride 20 miles an hour, I'm going to ride 20 miles an hour with you. And anybody that know Doc, they can call in right now. It's been many a women I done took out of state, and I done rode 20 miles an hour with them. And I never laughed. I never talked about them. I stopped when they stopped. So for me, my passion is really working with new riders, or any woman rider that want to accomplish different riding goals, but maybe they don't want to ride by themselves, or maybe they want to ride with someone that has been through the state and they feel more comfortable. That's where I'm at right now, with just riding with other women that want to have fun, that want to learn to ride safe, that want to learn how to put on the proper gear, and that's what's next for me. And wherever that takes me is where it takes me. But that's where my passion is.
That's good. That's good. Minister Jennifer Evans just made a comment. It's on the screen right now. She said, "You're a real leader." And some of the stuff that you're describing and explaining, beyond that, the passion that goes along with it, is indicative of a good leader, because so you talk about people trying to clown you, and I really don't want to go there, because there's so much more to and about Doc J than the negativity that may try to come at.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but even guys, you get some of that among some guys too. You know what I'm saying? But again, we ain't gonna bother going there. So you are a real leader because you have a compassion for those who are trying to get to where you are. And not only do you have a compassion, but you have the heart and the willingness to help them get there. A lot of people don't reach back to, show someone else how to accomplish what they've accomplished, because sometimes they feel like the person who's trying to accomplish what they've accomplished may do it better than they did. Um,
Yeah.
I've got a hat. I don't have it here. I just switched up my studio, but anyway, it says, "I love haters," and then underneath the bib it says motivation. Okay, so and when I saw the hat, I had to get it. But follow me for a second, because the haters, I used to say, are motivation. But then God began to deal with me, and He began to explain to me, haters are really confused admirers.
Yes.
Okay. And so if haters are confused admirers, there's a level of responsibility that lies on me, to handle and deal with them accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Grimy people
Yes.
do grimy things. And so, I've learned to expect that from grimy. I'm not saying it was easy. But I got there. I want to shift the conversation a little bit, Doc J, because as I said,
Yeah.
I've watched your page for some time now. When me and my wife went cross country, we communicated and everything, and I was really grateful and appreciative. But as I
Yes.
was watching your page, it wasn't only your writing that impressed me. It wasn't only your willingness to reach out and to share that impressed me. But I noticed you began posting pictures about your relationship with God, you going to church. Talk to me a little bit about the biker scene and then the church scene. How do you go from being a biker to, seeking God? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was born into the Christian religion, so I've always been a Christian. I've always been a woman of God before I ever rode a motorcycle. So, you know, that's just in me. Now, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a minister, I'm definitely a backslider, I'm a sinner, I'm all of that. I'm not a holy roller that. I tell people all the time, I'm probably more hood than I am holy, but I truly am a Christian. And I think that's where I get my heart from. I may not walk the walk that some people believe I should, because, as Christians, we get ridiculed. We can never do it right. We're not Christian in other people's eyes. So for me, I'm the best Christian that I can be. So on the motorcycle set, for me, it's just being who I am. The way people see me operate on set, that's the same way I operate off set, meaning I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't cheat, I don't do all that extra stuff. I don't do that on set, and I don't do it off set.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's easy to be on set and be around people who are Christian and people who are not Christian. I'm just out there to mingle with folks, show support. I have different friends. Maybe they're having different events, so I'm going out to, support them and meet people. I'm a non-judgmental person as far as when it comes to religion and what, people got going on. So when I go out, I just go out as me. I don't, separate it. I have my own challenges. I had a tragedy that happened this year to my family that I definitely won't get into, but I will just say my faith. As you said, you've seen me posting, so you've seen posting, within this last year, my faith has just truly been, tested. And even though it's been tested, I know at the end of the day that everything that has happened was already going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen. And the problem with, I won't say us as Christians, I'll say me as a Christian, is that when everything is going right, we love God, we praise God. But when things go wrong, we always holler, or I always holler, why, God? Why? I don't understand. I can't, and we pull back. But I'm starting to realize that that's where the true test is.
Right.
When you have those tragedies, that's where the test comes. And, because my faith has been tested, and I feel like I'm back on track, and with my relationship with God, I know I'm gonna pass this test and I'm okay. So, I mean, I don't separate it on the motorcycle on the set. I'm a Christian on set. I'm a Christian off set. I'm a sinner on set. I'm a sinner off set. I just do me, and I love God, and I know God is real. Period.
I have a saying that I often share: every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So I'm a very non-judgmental person because I know once upon a time, I was, on the other side doing this, that, and the other. Where does Doc J find her inspiration, her motivation, and stuff like that?
And when you ask that question, because I want to make sure I'm answering what you're asking, are you asking that in reference to me riding motorcycles or just in life, period?
In life, period, and that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that because in life, period, and then we'll go back to the other part. But in life, period, where do you find your motivation?
I just find my motivation from, like you said, from my past.
Hmm.
I won't get too deep into it, but people that know me, and people that don't know me really don't know why I rode the way I rode. So I will just say, like you said, we all have a past. And a part of my past was I'm from Compton, California, born and raised in the gang life, was a gang member, had a hard life, been to prison, done all that. And through God, I'm still here, turned my life around. Like I said, I've been married twice. The first marriage was not successful. And the second marriage, this is my soulmate, and we still here. So my inspiration truly come from the life of my past and seeing where I am at today. And my inspiration has been my husband and my kids.
Amen.
Point blank period. It's been for my husband and my kids, and just knowing that God truly loves me, that he saved me.
So that
I
is
don't want to cry.
no, you're fine, you're fine. But I'm saying we're just keeping it real. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's all about. And I think is extremely important that we get to a point where we are comfortable with being able to articulate that. You know what I mean? Otherwise,
Yeah.
we end up in a different place. And that place that I want to talk about is kind of which is why I said it was good that you asked that question the way you did. how is it that we can get inspiration from life from one thing, but then inspiration for the set from another thing? And the reason why I ask that is because you are Doc J, whether you're on your motorcycle or whether you in your Beamer or whether you on a plane going to Honolulu or wherever, you know what I mean? So,
Yes.
because when it comes to the set, a lot of times people will put a patch on their back and they become a completely different person than they are, in other circles. Why do you
Yes.
think that people can, have so many different faces?
Because people don't know who they are.
Okay.
And when they put on that costume of a patch, and no disrespect to anyone, that's just philosophy or just words that I'm using. And the reason why I say it's costume, because when you put on a mask, you pretend to be whatever that character is. And so
Right.
what happens is when people don't know who they are and they put on that costume, which is a patch, they get hurt and they turn into something totally different because they don't know themselves. When you put on the patch and you know who you are, that patch is never going to change you. You're going to always be who you are. And I'll use my husband as an example. My husband, like I said, we've been together over 2 decades. And from the day I met him to today, he ain't never changed. He is who he is. He was not into motorcycles. I mean, he was riding, but he wasn't in no clubs. He grew up around clubs. He's from Oakland. So he's always been around East Bay Dragons and Soul Brothers. He's
Mhm.
always been around them, never had no interest. He's put on a patch. He's been a Soul Brother, I think, and I could be wrong. I think he's been a Soul Brother now about 8 years, 7 or 8 years, somewhere in there. And when he put on that patch, he's still the same person. And
Mhm.
I watch him. I be looking to see if it like changed him because I know him. So I would know if he's different because I've been around him longer than he's been a Soul Brother.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of other people that I've met on set that I've met with patches, I don't really know what they were like before the patches because I didn't know them before then, so I can't speak on it. But there have been people that I have met who joined clubs like me, and how they were when I met them versus to when they joined a club, they are different. And I just say that is because they did not know who they really were. And that patch made them into maybe the person they were meant to be or who they always wished they were. I mean, I don't really know. But I just really believe that it's all about when people don't know who they are, whether they put on a patch or don't, they're always looking to be something other than themselves if they're not happy with who they were born to be.
Mhm.
And that is just as simple as that.
I think that's a really good answer, Doc. Appreciate that. Appreciate your honesty as well. I'm gonna touch this up, and we're not gonna stay here because I just think there's so much more to Doc J. So I'm not trying to, pull you down a rabbit hole, but I do have to mention this. I saw you on I think it was Big Sales Show, and there was some issues with
Oh Lord.
with a group of people that you once rode with. Okay, now I don't want to rehash
Sip
it or anything like
tea.
that.
Okay, let me sip tea. Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to rehash it or anything, but I'm just bringing up the point that you had a not so pleasant experience with a particular club. Okay, but now
Okay.
you have gotten to a place. I think you've already answered everything that needs to be answered pertaining to that. So, but from that experience, it helped make up your mind. And correct me if I'm wrong. To launch out and start your own group of riders. Is that correct?
Um, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Okay, so let me clarify. It's all well, it's never no, let me think about it because I want to make sure I'm keeping it 100 for people that really don't know. A lot of people that's followed me from 2014, they know, but it's this new group of people that really don't. So I want to make sure that I put it out there correctly so there's no misconception. It's always been when I learned to ride, I learned to ride for the purpose of having a hobby to ride with my husband. because, as I stated, that's my best friend. We've been together so long. He loves riding bikes. I've always been scared. I would never ride. I would cry when he'd leave. I just knew he was going to die. So I bought him a bike for his birthday because I'm like, what do you give a man that has everything? He was very passionate about bikes. So I bought him a bike for his birthday. And buying a bike for his birthday, long story short, he was just like, I don't even want this bike. If you're going to think I'm going to die and you're going to be crying, you might as well take it back to Harley.
Right.
You got to get on this bike so you can feel comfortable. So whatever the case, I got into riding really because my husband forced me so that I wouldn't be scared. Once he forced me to get on the bike with him, I was like, oh, wow, I like this. It's not as scary as I thought. So when my husband was teaching me that year, like I said, big psych is big psych. Regardless if I'm his wife, he gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
He clown me all the time. So he would scream and yell and cuss me out like, you gonna die, like you don't listen. You turn the wheel. You so afraid of this bike. He like, I'm just gonna find some women for you to ride, cause this ain't gonna work. We ride, cause men are hard when they try to teach you. And I think it was hard for him because I am his wife. He loved me so much. He can see what I can't see. He knows the dangers of motorcycle. He knows by me not listening that I can risk dying. So he was like, I'm going out to find you some women to ride with. I'm like, babe, I don't even like people. I'm a loner by nature. I don't want to ride. I don't even like these people out here. I don't know these people. I don't deal with these people. He was on set. I never would go on set. He like, no, I'm about to go find some girls. So because he was on set in his club, he was around a lot of females that rode. And he would just holler at them and be like, hey, I ain't trying to holler at you, but my wife is a new rider. I can't ride with her and teach her because she working my nerves. Yeah. Can I give her your number? So he started introducing me to females. So I say that to say is that I never wanted to ride with nobody but Big Psych, but that wasn't working. And I was too afraid to ride by myself. That's why it's so important for folks to realize that when they see me out here riding by myself, you don't know the fear that I had to ride by myself. I never wanted to ride by myself. Big Psych kind of forced that in me. So as he started introducing me to different female riders, I did actually join a club for the wrong reasons, and we won't get into all that, but let's just say I love that club. Never thought about doing a club. When I joined that particular club, and start riding the girls that, and I will name these two women. One is my best friend, Restricted, and one, we don't talk anymore, but I give props where props is due. Her name is Diamond. I start riding with them women, and them women really encouraged me. They supported me. They never clowned my riding or none of that. So, I joined them in that organization, and I love that organization. Different factors happen, just like I already explained that on that podcast that you just brought up. That organization was shut down. When that organization was shut down, I had no desire to join another club. I had the desire then to start my own club. And the ladies that was with me in that group, I was like, you know what? I would still want to do the club thing because my passion is still helping new riders. Right. The same way my husband introduced me to women to help, I want to help women because a lot of women was constantly in my inbox, ready to join my club, but then it got shut down. So actually my group, which a lot of people don't know, I actually made a patch. We had our vest, which was going to be yellow, my favorite color. It's always been yellow and purple. And we took that to the dominance. You got to go through all this, politics to be able to start. And I thought I could just switch the club that they had already approved to my own club. And for whatever reason, some was okay with it. At that time, I was proving that I was still riding and doing my thing, but the other half didn't want me to start my own club. So me being the impatient person that most people know me to be, and I don't kiss nobody but, at that point, I'm like, well, wow, if they don't want me to start my own club, then forget it. I don't give a damn. It's a wrap. So to answer your question And for the public who don't know that part of it, no, I didn't have a fallout with that organization and all of a sudden decided to start it. I decided to start my own club back in 2017, but I got rejected. When I got rejected, I'm like, okay, it ain't meant for me to do my own club. And I was glad I got rejected because it was so much more I really needed to learn. Because in the first organization, I really still knew nothing about what it truly was to be an MC. I only joined it to be petty and to get back at, the whole situation of why I started it.
Mhm.
So at that time, I said, you know what? It's good that they shut me down. I need to go out and really learn how to ride my bike. I need to go out and sit with the OGs and find out why people really put MC on their back, MC Motorcycle Club, really find out what a 1% and a 99% and what all this stuff really is, why there's black against brown, like why we have all these different issues. So at that point, everybody, I won't say everybody, several clubs was coming at me because they knew I was out there riding my character. They wanted me to join their clubs.
Mhm.
I was like, nah, I'm not joining no clubs. Not that I didn't want, because I did. I wanted to be a part of a group of women that wanted to ride their bikes. But at that time, I needed to work on Doc J. So I took 3 years to go out there, ride. I was watching several clubs because I knew at the end of my journey, if I lived and I survived it, I would join another club because I didn't learn to ride by myself.
Right.
I wanted to ride with somebody. And as I started riding, I enjoyed it. So at that point, when the last issue happened with the other club that, we had our differences, and that wasn't a bad club. You just have differences with different people. So, I still have friends and sisters in that club. It is a great organization. It's just not the organization for Doc. So
Right.
at that point, I said, you know what? I don't think any of these organizations, honestly, is the organization for Doc. And I had to think about it. I said, you know what have you seen in the motorcycle world, or let's just say MC? What do you see out there? And it goes back to one of the questions you asked me about being a Christian in the set. When I look at the motorcycle world from when I first started to where I am now, I don't see the riding that I used to see. I don't see all of that. I see a club of 20 people with 3 riders that's always riding everywhere. They do everything by themselves, but they in the club.
Mhm.
Then when some major event come, now all these MCs come out and they take the largest group trophy or whatever it's called. So as I start watching all that, I'm like, man, motorcycle club, it's about partying and drinking and having boyfriends and several mistresses and several husbands or whatever you want to call it. I mean, keeping it real, that's just what I'm saying. I'm like, you know what? The reason why you don't fit in with these organizations because you don't drink, you don't smoke. I don't like mandatories. I want to ride my bike when I want to ride it.
Mhm.
I don't want to pay a $300 fine because today I don't want to ride to Mississippi to go support block burners. No, that takes the fun away from riding. So I had to really reevaluate myself and say, what are you looking for? I'm simply looking for women that want to ride when they can ride. I'm looking for women that want to have fun and that it's a hobby for us. A lot of people holler this, it's a lifestyle. It ain't a lifestyle for Doc.
Come on,
And
man.
I believe that's why
You
no
speaking my language
organization has
now.
really, huh?
I said you are speaking my language now. I say that all the time. For me, it's not a lifestyle. It's a language that I'm
Exactly.
fluent in, but it's not a lifestyle.
Yes. And I believe once I realized it's not any particular organization, it's just my morals, my values, what I believe, sticking to my guns. If you doing something and I don't like it, I want to be able to call you out on it and not have the response that, no, you got to do it because I said so, because I'm your national or I'm your this or that. I'm a grown woman first, and I
Mhm.
don't answer to no man or woman but God. And then after God, I only answer to Big Psych. If you ain't Big Psych and you ain't God, you're not going to tell me that if I don't do X, Y, and Z, this is going to be the consequence. So that just didn't work for me.
Right.
So once I realized that, I said, you know what? I don't see any riding clubs out here that I could be a part of other than either Rough Riders. That's the only like riding club that I see that's like mixed. But I didn't want to be a part of a mixed club. Like I love Rough Riders. If they had a Rough Riders that was all women, I
Hmm.
would have joined Rough Riders because I just like that organization. But because they're co-ed and I don't want to ride with men in a a club, I
Right.
said, you know what? I want to start a riding club with no rules, no dues, no fines, no bylaws, none of that because it's a hobby, which means that when we can ride, we ride.
Hmm.
When we can't ride, can't nobody get mad, can't nobody fine you, can't nobody talk about you, can't nobody get on the phone and call the next person and say, "Oh, she don't want to ride to the annual," and talk all this mess. So for me, it's just about the riding, having a good time with cool women. And I would just say, after 8 years of trying to find my footing with the right group of women,
Uh-huh.
God finally blessed me with the right women. And the reason why is because I took the time to figure out what I was really trying to be a part of. And I have no interest in being in a motorcycle club because I have no interest in those politics. I just want to ride. So I believe God sent me through a lot of challenges because just like I said before, when we don't know ourselves or what we want, we
Right.
pretend to be something we not. And I think I was pretending to be a part of this MC world that Doc don't fit in. I don't fit in the MC world. I can support it, but the MC ain't supposed to be on my back. Maybe in the future, maybe it might change. I don't know. But I would just say for now, this is where God showed me I needed to be. And I'm very content and I'm happy with where I'm at being in a riding club.
That's good. That's good. Now let me clear the air, Doc, because when I initially asked you the question, what I was saying was from that experience, it allowed you to get to to come to the conclusion that you were going to start your own. Not that was upset or whatever, and just that's why you did it. But because see, what happens is sometimes I'll say it this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes our rejection is for our protection, and sometimes a closed
Yes.
is of God. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I mean, I've been there myself, so a lot of what you are saying resonates, and I can definitely understand where you're coming from. But I love it that you are even able to acknowledge and articulate that through the process, you were able to get to a place where you knew exactly who you were and what you needed to do. My niece did a senior project one time and blessed her uncle so good because she had a senior quote. They had to have come up with a quote, and I don't know who the originator of the quote is, but it says, "And sometimes we find ourselves in the middle of nowhere, and in the middle of nowhere we find ourselves." And so,
Mhm.
interesting because sometimes we've got to get to that place to come into exactly who and what God wants us to be. So, with that said and done, we want to say congratulations. And tell me a little bit about the girls or the young ladies, I should say, excuse me, who are a part of Ground Pound Riders.
You know, I'm gonna be Doc, so I got to keep it real, and I always got to tell a little joke because
Okay.
when you said young ladies, women, all I heard was Big Sykes saying, "Them ain't no young ladies, we some old ass women." And see, and this is why we've been married so long because we can joke and clown, and I
Yeah,
swear that just came in my head that I can swear Big Psych is watching this, which I don't know if he is because I think he at work. But
yeah,
if he's watching it when you said that, I guarantee he was saying they old.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But to answer your question, man, I love them, and what I love about these women is that minus, I think, only one actually that I taught how to ride, and I met her a year ago. Outside of her, all of the other women I've truly known for years, and several of them, when they were first learning how to ride, I was teaching them and working with them, learning to ride. So these are not women that I just picked up, and I think that's why I'm not going to say think. I know that's why it's going so well because after my experiences, I said, I'm not going to accept anything less than genuine,
Hmm.
real women that I really rock with, that truly rock with Doc, that know how I am. that we truly love each other. Ain't no hate. We really want each other to win. So all of these women minus one, I've known for at least 4, 5, 6 years. We truly are family. They are great women. Half of us are new riders, the other half are not. And we respect and love each other. Everybody is professional. Everyone has a job and a life. So the motorcycle is not their world. They have way more than a bike. And that's what truly makes us work. We don't, I mean, people may see us once every 2 or 3 months on set. Not because we don't want to support, it's because we're real professional women, and we have real lives. Our lifestyles are taking care of our husbands and our wives and our kids and working to pay our bills. That takes up 99% of our time. So we only got 1% to give to the set and the motorcycle. And that's what I love. We all believe the same way, that we want to ride and have fun. And it's not just about riding for us. You know, we go to lunch in about 24 days, my whole club, we going on the motorcycle cruise. Shout out to Undisputed and Brothers United, Carla Washington for the cruise.
Hold on
This
one
is the
second.
first club I ever been a part of that we all going on a cruise together as a club. And I'm just excited. That's the type of stuff that we do. We go to the movies, we go eat, we go shopping, we do each other's makeup. You know, we truly have fun. And it's not just about a motorcycle. That's the difference.
So it sounds like you explaining some sisterhood.
True sisterhood. I can say, I won't even say sisterhood because I swear we use that word so freely that
Okay.
I don't even believe in sisterhood, to keep it 100. I want to say it's family. This is my family. And in family, we going to fight, we going to argue, but guess what we don't do? We don't quit. We not filing for no divorce.
Right.
We don't quit. We don't believe in divorce, so we going to stick it out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Take that off. Take that option off the table.
That part right there. So if they need a break, they can take a break, and that's it. You can take a break, step away, you know, and it just is what it is. You know, it's never going to be perfect. You know, women, we're very emotional, so we're going to fight. You know, we're going to go round and round, but at the end of the day, if it's real, anybody that we fell out with in this group, we've been able to bring it right back and be right back together no matter what.
Good. That's good. That's good. You know, arguments. When you hear the word argument, it has been given a bad connotation. An argument is not what we treat it as. An argument really is an opportunity for us to grow. You know what I'm saying? And so just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean we have to be disagreeable. We should take advantage of the opportunity to learn more about each other so that we can take it to another level. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I know Ground Pound Riders is doing your thing. I've been seeing some shots of you guys out there meshing and gelling and everything. And you're just getting started. 5 years from now, what do you see for Ground Pound Riders and the members?
You know, 5 years from now, what I see is that every member that I have right now, as of today, and I won't even say member, every family, every sister that's rolling with me right now is going to accomplish everything that I've accomplished and more. They would have done their 48 states. They would have done Canada. They would have done Mexico. And if they don't have any desires to leave Arizona, they gonna have ridden all through Arizona and just be right here and accomplish the goals that they want, because it's not about Doc. It's about them. And so 5 years from now, I just truly seeing folks that are really looking for what I was looking for, which was just really about the riding. It's not about per se a patch or going on set and doing all of that, that we're going to grow for women who are looking for that. They want to ride with other cool women when they want to ride and when they don't want to ride. They want to be a part of something that don't have no rules and no bylaws and no all of that other stuff, you know. And so that's where I see us at. And I'm okay. That's the thing about it. We don't need numbers. When I started this, I could have just been a ground pound rider by myself. There was no minimum. I need 5 and 6 and 7 and the titles and the this and that. No. So it's not even about that. but I do see us truly growing and becoming larger, just based on the progress that we're making and the interests of different folks, that we have. But the main goal for me in starting this has always been, and it will always be, to work with new writers, new women writers. Let me specify, I have no interest in working with men, so don't y'all come calling me. Women, new women writers, to get them comfortable on their bike to either go ride and do whatever it is they want to do, whether they become a ground pound rider or not. I'll ride with anyone. You don't have to be a part of my so-called organization or whatever you want to call it. If you want to be a part of it, that's great. But if you want to reach out and say, hey, Doc, will you work with me? But I don't want to put on your patch. I don't want to put on nobody patch. Or will you work with me to help me get to a level so I can go join this other MC because I want to be an MC? Guess what? I sure will. I'll work with you and send you right on over to the club where you need to be, because everybody ain't meant to be a ground pound rider, straight up. But I'll work with you to get you to where you need to be.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I said something the other day. I said, matter of fact, it might have been earlier today. You can't be an OG and be stingy. You can't be a legend and be stingy, and what I mean by that is, you pretty much just explained it. You said that everything you've done within 5 years, your girls are gonna have done that and possibly even more. Stingy folk ain't like, they're gonna hide information. They're gonna try to block you, this, that, and the other. And so, kudos, man. My hat goes off to you. Let me give you a proper round. That whole part. Ground pound riders in the building. Yes, indeed. Doc J, if you would share with the viewers and the listening audience and myself as well, the best advice you've received in life, or at least the most prominent and that comes to mind.
The best thing that I have received in life, because again, it goes back to what you said, just in reference to us all having a past. What I said, and people thinking you should be whatever they believe you should be. The best advice I have ever received has always been, don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for the person you are, how you raise them, your kids. I've been seeing a lot on social media with Master P and Romeo, who I love, and to see them fall out, it's like, oh my God. But when I see that, just even with my own kids, kids and different people in general, especially if you come from a bad past, 30 years old, they want to blame you for how messed up their life is, and people sometimes allow that guilt and shame and blame to destroy them. So the best advice I've ever received, especially coming from a bad past, is don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty or ashamed for whatever you were in the past, or however their life turned out. However their life turned out, if they made it to be grown, you did your part.
You go.
And you be thankful for that. You hold your head up and you keep it moving, and you give it to God and let them deal with God.
Very well said. You preaching real good, Doc J. Minister Doc J in the building just preached a sermon, and I mean to tell you,
Lord,
Lord Jesus, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. There was something about you, Doc J, when I don't remember which post it was. You were at church, but I mean to tell you, I felt the spirit in that thing, man. I mean to tell you, man. The hand of, I don't know your upbringing. I don't know you. I know you said that you were born in Christianity and things of that nature. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell you that the hand of God is on your life. Every test, every trial, every tribulation, every struggle that you've gone through in life, it was for a purpose. And even though there was pain involved, that pain will produce power. And where you are right now, Ground Pound Riders, I think it was a door that the Lord opened for you so that you can flourish and be in the woman of God that He has called you to be. You are getting ready. I didn't mean to prophesy to you, but you are getting ready to walk in ministry like you never thought you would. And I know you may not
Wow.
be a preacher, you may not be this, that, and the other, but the lives that you are getting ready to touch and change, my God, it's gonna be second to none. So I want you to know that Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry, we have just adopted Doc J, and we are going
Oh, wow.
lifting you in prayer. And when I say we
Thank you.
lifting you in prayer, we're gonna cover you in prayer, like you, my auntie, because you do remind me of my big cousin who I always looked up to as an aunt. Her name is Lorraine, and she don't take no mess. You hear what I'm telling you, man?
Hey.
My God, Lorraine ain't no joke, man. But that is awesome. We really are grateful to have you on the show tonight. I was genuinely, like, really, really excited about this show tonight. I was worried that
Wow.
the platform was going to be going crazy like it's been doing, but a little glitching here and there. But we made it through it. We made it through it. Leave us with a word of advice, because we've got some powerful ladies who are watching. My wife says, "Preach, Doc J." And she says it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. And Minister Evans says absolutely, it sure is. So you got some folks on here tonight who are supporting you and lifting you up. Yeah, look at here. Kingdom Alignment is coming back to Arizona. Okay, we're coming back, and I want to
Yes.
tell Big Psych, man, I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his. The way he shut that thing down and said, "Yo, the hotel is ready for you." And then when you got there, he was there. Yo, that's a G move right there. That's my man, 50 grand for real.
Yes.
So, but if you would, though, Doc J, leave a word of advice, a word of encouragement. Leave something for those who are watching on tonight.
You know, my encouragement to those who are watching, because as I stated, my family, we've really been going through a lot over the past 10 months, like we never ever could have imagined, and I never believed we would make it out of it. I never believed that the smile that I have today would truly be genuine, because, you know, I smile, and a lot of times we smile, and
Mm.
it's so much pain behind the smile that people don't know. So, you know, I would just say that if you don't believe in God, know that God is real. Know that God is real, because I know I'm only here able to really talk to you right now is because of God, because it's been hard, and I've been fighting with God the last 10 months, truly fighting, and I can finally say that I'm not where I used to be, but you know, I'm getting there, and I'm going to be better, and I know it's because of God. So I just want to tell people that who are truly going through some of the most tragic things in life, it's okay to feel like, you know, God is not there. It's okay, but don't you give up, and just know that if you stick with God, He gonna stick with you. Don't lose the faith. Do not lose the faith. Hold on to your faith. Hang around people who believe as you do. When you're weak, and that's where my power has come from. When I've been weak and fighting with God, I knew where I needed to be, right at church, or I needed to be around folks who could spread the love of God in me, that can hold my hand and pray for me. And I know it was God who brought this club together, because I can say these group of women have really stood in the gap for me during this most trying time in my life. That these women have really, really rallied around me to show me that God is real. And so I would just definitely leave everybody to say, when you're having a tough time, you need to be in the house of the Lord, whether it's in church, or you need to call your grandmother, or that auntie, or that cousin, or that pastor on the boat motorcycle set,
Mm-hmm.
or whoever it is that you know love God, and that they know the word. not no fake fraud preacher or whoever.
Oh, now.
You got to know and you got to be touched by someone that truly, truly knows God. And that's who you lean on. When we question if God is real because we can't see him, you see him in your pastor. You see him in that man or woman of God. And you go to that person and you let them love on you and you talk to them. Just don't give up. If you're too weak to reach out yourself, you go to that man or woman of God that can help you. And when you do, just know that if you stick with God, he gonna stick with you.
Amen. Well said. Well said, Doc. Well said. I want you to know you said something a while ago, and I know I got to let you go, but you said something a while ago that you were going through one of the toughest times. But those women, those young ladies, okay, Big Sight, them old ladies, they held you down. They held you down. And I simply want to
Yes.
say to you, Doc J, you deserve it. You
Yes.
deserve it.
Thank you.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yes. Yes. And I want to say to them, I just want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to the women outside of that group, who are my family as well, that's been holding me down. My best friend, Tamara, my sister, who I love, Beauty, everyone that's always sending me messages, even when I don't respond, AJ, Sunshine Rogers, I mean, PT, just, Shakila, just a lot of women who reach out or just text me. And even if I don't respond, I see it. They send me encouraging words. They know what I've been going through. And, they're there. Juanita, she took the time to come to spend her birthday with me because she knew what I was going through. And so, I mean, it's been a lot of different women in my life that have truly rallied around me, that God has sent to me to show me that he's real and that he has not forgot about me. And like I said, it's been men who reached out, but the only man I want to reach out to is my husband. So it's the women that I'm attracted to and that I bond with, and they've truly been on point. And I've truly been blessed to have all of these women in my life that's there whenever I call and even when I don't call. And if they don't hear from me, they always check on me. People always say I'm so strong and I'm the strongest person in the room and this and that, and they've never seen me break. So all of these women, they've truly seen me break, and they know I won't ask for help, and they've been there regardless. They're always checking on me, and they're always there even when I push back. So I just want to tell them thank you, and it truly does take a village.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does indeed. No man is an island unto himself.
Yes.
Well, Doc
Yes.
J, we appreciate you and the Ground Pound Riders. Thank you for taking time to come hang out with your boy Retro on tonight. I'd love at a later date to get the rest of the girls on, and maybe we can have
Yes.
wow, and we can get up to 10 people on the live. But yeah, I'd love to make that happen. So let's just kind of stay in touch about making that happen.
Yes.
I will say that we're going to have Juanita Shaw. She'll be with us on the 2nd of January. The following week we got Shakila, the mileage bully. She's gonna be on the Retro
The
Philosophy.
mileage bully,
Yes,
love her.
yes, sir.
And Juanita.
She's gonna be in the house making it do what it do. You already know how she is, right?
Yes.
She's doing her
Yes.
thing up
That's
there
my boo.
with the Moto Mob and everything. So we're keeping
Yes.
in our prayers as well. And so, Doc J, can we just go ahead and close out with a word of prayer, if you don't mind?
Yes. Are you gonna do the prayer, or you want me to do it?
If you want to jump in, you can jump in. But I specifically want to pray for you and your family.
Yes. Please do. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy, for your love and compassion. We thank you for this powerful woman of God that's on the broadcast on tonight, Doc J. We ask that you would continue to strengthen her, that you would continue to order her footsteps and direct her path. We pray, God, that you would place a hedge round about her and her family to protect them from danger seen and unseen. We thank you for Big Psych on tonight, God. We ask that you would continue to bless their marriage, bless their relationship. We ask, God, that you would continue to protect them in their marriage, that they will continue to experience the best in life. I thank you because their best days are yet in front of them. We give you all praise, glory, and honor. You see and you know the situation and the circumstance that the family had to deal with. But we thank you that they are yet able to smile, knowing that you are God and you can do all things but fail. I ask that you will continue to comfort them and that you would continue to speak to them. Give them ears to hear your voice and a heart and a mind to say yes to your will and to your way. Through every adversity, through every difficulty, we pray, Lord God, that you would show them that that is an opportunity for them to triumph. We ask that you would continue to bless, that you would continue to bless Ground Pound Riders. Each woman that's a part of this group and those that will come. As a matter of fact, those that will come, we thank you for sending them that will be a perfect fit for the group. And we ask God that you would continue to keep them safe as they're riding, and may they touch their community in such a way that lives will be changed. We give you all the praise, all the glory, and all the honor. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
God
Thank
bless
you
you.
so
Hold
much.
tight, hold tight. We're going to go ahead
You
and
as well.
shut this down real quick. Again, we want to say thank you to everyone that has joined on the show on tonight. My wife says praying for you and your family. We got Shakila, aka the Mileage Bully. Jessica Blue
Yeah.
has joined us. Amen. God bless you, woman of God. Thank you for pressing play. So we got Keisha Joyner. She's been watching all night. So God bless you, woman of God. Thank you for pressing play out there in the ATL area. And of course, Juanita, who will be here on the show on the 2nd. So make sure you guys keep it locked. As a matter of fact, if you have not already, go on over to the YouTube page, The Retro Philosophy Show, like and subscribe. Yeah. Doc J will back me up on that. Like and subscribe.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, again, we just want to say thank you so much for joining the Retro Philosophy Show.
Thanks
FHO
for
Towing is
having
in the building. Legends on top of legends. Yes, indeed.
me.
We got the legend chiming in himself, man. Look at here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wrap for tonight. Doc J's got to get home to Big Psych. I don't want him calling me saying, yo, what's going on? So we're going to let her go so she can get home to her man. But we do want to say shout out to Big Psych, man. God bless you, sir. Looking forward to meeting you as well. It's your boy Retro, man. And I'm going to get out of the way, man. I'm going to get out of the way, make it do what it do. And until next time, which is going to be tomorrow, sometime in the morning. What time? Don't ask me. Just log on. But until then, man, you guys take care and have a blessed one. It's your boy, and I'm out of here.
Thank you.
The thoughts that God thinks toward me, they are thoughts of good and not of evil. And I'm so glad he's all knowing and all seeing. But when you think about God.
So you're a philosopher? Yes.
Good evening, good morning, good night, good day. It's your boy Retro. Thank you for pressing play.
Come on, somebody lift up a shout to the Lord.
So you're a philosopher? Yes.
so good.